ADC party says Trump's Venezuelan action is lesson to Nigeria. Described Tinubu's silence as embarrassing. I don't understand. You want him to talk. If he doesn't talk, that one is not a problem. He doesn't have to say anything. The African Democratic Congress ADC has described the recent action by the United States under President Donald Trump against Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro and his wife as a warning to governments which lacks legitimacy, insisting that Nigeria should draw lessons from the developments. I hope they will. In a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi, the party said the development sends a strong message to the Nigerian government and any other government that lacks legitimacy. The ADC said it supports the principles of national sovereignty and non-interference in the internal affairs of states as provided under Article 2, subsection 1 and 2, subsection 4 of the United Nations Charter, but stressed that such principles should not be misused to shield oppression and electoral malpractice. According to the party, international governance doctrine should not be invoked to provide a safe haven for tyranny, electoral fraud, or the systematic denial of the people's rights to freely choose their leaders. The party referenced the 2024 Venezuelan presidential election, noting that it was widely condemned as illegitimate and deeply flawed by 9 governments across Latin America, the European Union and international democratic institutions, which pointed to fraud, repression, and exclusion. The ADC stated that political opponents were barred from contesting, protests were violently suppressed, and state institutions were turned against citizens, leading to mass migration that has threatened regional stability. While acknowledging that the U.S. intervention raises concern under international law, the party argued that public reactions within Venezuela reveals a deeper legitimacy crisis. The visible wave of popular public support that followed within Venezuela speaks to a deeper crisis of legitimacy of the Maduro government. The statement said, adding that celebrations in the streets expose the bankruptcy of the regime that has been upended. The ADC also criticized the Nigerian government's failure to react to the development, describing the silence of the APC-led administration as troubling. I said it was deeply embarrassing that more than 48 hours after the situation in Venezuela, the Nigerian government is yet to react in any way. Why do you want their reaction? I don't understand. What reaction do you want? I didn't see any other president of any other country reacting to what happened in Venezuela. So why do you want the Nigerian government to react? I don't understand. I understand every other thing that you've been saying, but why do you want them? What do you want them to say? I don't get. The Nigerian government is yet to react in any way, adding that this silence by the APC-led Bola Tinubu administration is a further indication that Nigeria, under President Tinubu, has lost both voice and standing on the international stage. Now, for you. In a further statement, the party said Nigeria's absence at the critical moment in global discourse reflects a deeper moral crisis. But not all countries, not all African countries are putting their mouth in whatever it is that is going on in Venezuela right now. So, why do you want the president to talk? Is it by force? I don't understand. The ADC argued that the government's silence has nothing to do with neutrality, but rather reveals a government that lacks confidence simply because it lacks integrity. Now, wow, you don't go far. Now, while reiterating his position, the party says sovereignty must reflect the will of the people and not merely the survival of a regime. The African Democratic Congress stands for the principle that sovereignty must ultimately reflect the will of the people, not merely the survival of a regime. The statement read, the party described the Venezuela situation as a cautionary tale to all dictators, including the supposedly elected ones, and election riggers everywhere, warning that contrived mandates will no longer find a place to hide. This one, it feels like a personal attack. To me, it really feels like a personal attack. Usman Abubakar says, even though the US captured Maduro in Venezuela, they cannot do this in Nigeria. Who told you that? Our country is strong. See us are strong now. Sovereign and protected by international law. Any attempt to be considered an act of war, they play. Just they play. At Kingsley says, do you expect Pablo to celebrate the capture of his colleague? I don't know. I don't know if he wants to celebrate or not, but I don't think it's compulsory for him to say anything. I don't know. However, this is a critical issue that the president needs to consult deeply before making comments. Silence is golden. Do you get in this type of issue? It's not compulsory that he says anything. Sipo says, I think he's afraid of being captured like the Venezuelan president because he knows Nigeria will celebrate. Go be like carnival. If that happens, I'm telling you, it go be like carnival. Oh. Says Valide says, when the bush is on fire, the chameleon must abandon the working style of his ancestors. What do you expect a juggler to say? Or you want Trump to open his criminal files? If now you won't you be silent? Christian Oshanyi says, but Nigeria never condemned or applauded for what happened in Venezuela. Been only me never see him. Why should they applaud or condemn? What's their business? Are they from Venezuela? Moses Abednego says, someone is panicking, you're expecting him to comment. He's being careful because his comments might increase the fire that is burning. And now Robinson says, that guy go France to meet his godfather. Eze Livina says, you want him to talk for Trump to remember him? I wonder. Someone says, I wonder what's on Tinubu's mind right now. A lot to be going on in his mind. And it almost looks like a warning anyways from Trump that you better do right by your citizens. The first was the terrorism stuff. If probably he should work on fixing terrorism issues in the country. And now this, be a good leader. Hopefully they will change. I will start seeing the changes drastically in the country. Chibuzo said, who is breathing faster than before? Nigeria is in the watch list and is aware. As God says, anybody they sing on your mandate, you shall stand because that mandate don't collapse since Trump sent message. Ohio Michael says, Trump is waiting for Nigerian government to condemn his action. Where them condemn K. Michael Fan says, Tinubu is wise. Everybody is waiting for Tinubu's response concerning Venezuela, but Baba is wise because if Baba dare open his mouth against Trump, the next morning Trump will knock at Tinubu's door. TJ Top Pritem says, see who won't collect power from incumbent with this sense. Well. Akinbolade says, El-Rufai has gone into hiding. Where is Bayo Nonuga and Nomokri? As that one don't collect ambassador, in a year and talk anything again. In a year no say anything since he collected his ambassador deal. Probably that just one interview. I've been at one visit, he went to visit Uzodima. That's all. Have you seen him said anything? He has gotten what he wanted now. At the engineer says, Tinubu knows where to react. He's one of the leaders currently. If Trump hear pim from Tinubu, you don't finish with that. It's better he stays calm down. He stays calm. Martin says he knows he's in that drug list. Martin says, how do you expect a couple to speak? Now they find trouble. Now really they find trouble. ADC, they find trouble. Mwapa says, who is pulling Tinubu's legs? I don't dig deep hole for someone because you don't know who will fall inside first. Okay, ADC is now inviting America to invade Nigeria. If they invade, no problem now. My listeners, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.